birdies in a row to start the back nine for Cameron Smith.
Oh my goodness. What a par save that is at 17 for Smith.
He may be thinking back to the great Australians who won the Open Championship. Brilliant, quite brilliant. Cam Smith has won the 150th Open.
The winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Cameron Smith.
A tremendous moment for Australian golf and Cam Smith winning the 2022 Open Championship at the home of golf at St Andrews. This is Aussies at the Masters, and I'm pleased to say that Cam Smith joins us right now ahead of a big week at Augusta National. Cam, thank you for spending some time with us. First off, congratulations to both yourself and Chanel on the birth of Remy just in the last week or so. How's fatherhood going at this stage?
Yeah, it's good, mate. I'm loving it. It's been so cool so far, and I can't wait to watch him grow up.
Now, that is tremendous news. What a boon for you and Chanel on the eve of the Masters. Speaking of the Masters, how's the preparation going? You must be bristling with anticipation of getting to Augusta National.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've done a lot of hard work and a lot of right things in preparation for this Masters. We've kind of left nothing behind, and the game's feeling good. I feel like, the start of the year, the results haven't been there, but there's been a lot of really good stuff. So, hopefully everything can gel the next couple of weeks here, and we can have another successful Masters.
Hey, Cam, you've got a love affair with Augusta, but last year you got to the second hole on the final day and you've eagled it. At that particular time, did you just think, hey, this could be my day and I could run down these leaders?
You kind of always think that. I think, particularly on the last day, the way they set up the golf course typically is very birdie friendly. So you can get a little bit hot, but at the same time, you've got to hit so many good shots and consecutively as well. So I don't know if I was thinking it on the second, but I definitely gave it a crack.
Smithy, Radar, how you doing? Mate, if I could ask you one question, if you could wheel the magic wand right now, like you will that putter of yours, what part of your game would you change right now driving up Magnolia Lane to the Augusta?
Not much, to be honest. I feel like like I said before, I feel like I've done a lot of really good stuff. I feel like I haven't been as creative. I've done a lot of technical work, particularly with the longer clubs. So, Augusta for me typically brings out my creative side and, hitting those, weird and wonderful shots that you have to hit around there. So I'm really looking forward to get there to kind of take that next step, because I feel like my technique is, so much better than, in years past.
Cam, you said recently that nobody in the world has hit more practice putts than you over the past 4 months. Do you think you're seeing the benefit of those putting?
Yeah, I feel like it's easy to, when one part of your game is kind of lacking, it's easy to get really obsessed with that. So I made a conscious effort over the past few months to really get out in the green, and that's really my strength. So that needs to be performing at 100%, particularly going into major season. And I just wanted to make sure that, all the boxes were ticked there, and as well as, hitting some more balls.
Cam, take us into your practice round. It seems to be every time it's you and the Aussies. And typically, what are you working on when you go and have a practice round with the other Aussies on the Tuesday or the Wednesday?
Not much, to be honest. I feel like, all of us kind of really know the course quite well. Obviously have a bit of a laugh, have a bit of a catch up. I think, leading into that week, you really got to concentrate around the greens. You are going to miss, some of those greens in some pretty, crappy spots. So hitting those shots that you're really uncomfortable with around the greens and just, making yourself comfortable basically. And then just a ton of putts inside, 10, 15 feet. They're really the momentum shifters around there because, around that golf course, you tend to have more 10 footers for par than most other golf courses.
With the slopes that they actually possess, Smithy, is it harder? Would it be fair to say that it's the hardest place in the world, major-wise, to marry up line and pace as one?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly when you get those gusty afternoons, there's so much going into it. They get, really firm and crusty and, the wind's kind of pushing it around. So you really have to kind of hone in on that. Not even really the short putts, but those longer putts, you have some putts around there that literally break 20, 30 feet. So getting those and getting your pace, I think is really important.
Cam, the Masters will be the first tournament this year where you haven't had to wear your captaincy hat as a live captain with the Rippers. Does this free you up, maybe just go and be a bit more selfish and focus on yourself to prepare for the week?
I think, that's something that we've actually spoken about early this year is being a little bit more selfish maybe in practice rounds and going out there and spending a little bit more time on myself. I don't think it really changes what I do on the golf course, but just being out there by yourself, maybe hitting a few more tee shots where you feel a little bit uncomfortable, stuff like that all kind of adds up. So it's definitely something that's been in the back of the mind.
And speaking of Team Ripper, you've now got that association with Golf Australia as far as the youth program here in Australia is concerned. It's going to be fantastic to see how that develops over the years. Will you be back in Australia at the end of the year as you were to play a few tournaments before Christmas once again?
Yeah, absolutely. We actually finished it a little bit earlier this year, so hopefully a little bit more time in Australia if I can twist Chanel's arm. So I love coming back. Obviously, the partnership with Golf Australia and the Little Rippers, what we're calling them now, is going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see that grow. And we already have so many cool ideas. So, hopefully over the next 5, 10, 20 years, that's a place where kids can go and start to learn the game and, hopefully become Little Rippers themselves one day.
Well, looking forward to seeing how that develops over the years, as you say. Hey, the Brisbane Broncos are flying at the moment. Let's hope you're flying at Augusta National. It's been great to talk to you once again, Cam.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.